You start raising your self image, it becomes so much easier to decide what goes and what stays in life. When you're struggling with deciding, should I keep this thing or should I get rid of it, you need to come from that higher place, that refined image, and not come from that lower person. The lower person is the one that got you to where you're at. And I don't mean lower like unworthy or in any sense like that. I just mean somebody who may have tolerated some things or may have had some habits that the new person says, I don't want to tolerate that and I want to change these habits. So when you're decluttering, look for what I would do is I would get rid of 10 things, 10 lower version things, and replace them with one of the new image. This can go for things in your closet, things in, you're basically simplifying and elevating at the same time. So you're letting go of the additional excess stuff and you are bringing in one thing. Now you don't have to bring the one thing in right away. You might have your eye on something, you might, whatever it is, that specific, outfit or sweater or shoes or something is something that's linked to that new person. What that's going to do is when you look at that or when you admire it, it's going to remind you of what you're working towards. So you don't need to go crazy and be like, oh, I'm going to buy a Louis Vuitton bag and get rid of all this stuff I thrifted a week ago. It's not this drastic change. It's this slow leveling up to that person. And you do it by cultivating an environment that reflects that new person. The environment that you're in may not be a beautiful one. It may need work. There might need painting, and it might be an old building or whatever. And I'm dealing with the same thing right now, so I know exactly what that's like. I'm not coming from a 8,000 square foot multi-million-dollar house at this point, but I have lived in million-dollar places. So what I'm talking about is no matter what the environment says, you have to hold on to the truth regardless of what the atmosphere looks like for a period of time while you're growing, while you're changing. So you need to have the stamina and the focus and the discipline to zoom in and focus on, like put your blinders on and focus on the things that are going to, you're investing in what's going to pull you forward. You're not investing in what's going to pull you back. There's certain decisions that are going to make more of the same, and there's certain decisions that are going to go towards that new self. In a shady spot because it's 109 degrees out here. So, and on my mind and on my heart as I go through a type of transition season as well. So you're investing in the things that are going to pull you forward. This means instead of eating out, let's say you're spending $100 a week eating out, get yourself a nice steak for $70 from Costco. So you're saving $30 on it. You cook the steak. It's going to give you 3 days of food. It's going to try to get grass fed as if you can, but that's going to give you protein and that's going to give you fuel for that week. Now you could pair that steak with some sweet potato and some cucumber. That's a perfectly well-rounded meal. Sweet potato, cucumber, and steak. For breakfast, you can do, organic eggs if you can. If not, just do regular eggs, some cottage cheese, and maybe some blueberries. Or you could do Greek yogurt and berries. There's so many simple things that you can do that are going to be changes to push you towards that new person instead of pulling you back to the old person. When you wake up, have a cup of lemon water. Just room temperature lemon water for your digestive tract before you have coffee. These simple changes are going to not only give you a clearer mind, clear skin, clear body, clear vision. You're going to feel better when you're giving your body fuel that it needs. Simple changes, big wins. So you are doing less of what the old self would do, eating out, going through drive-thrus, getting Starbucks every week. That's a mentality that just keeps you stuck. It's convenient. You've told yourself this is how you live, this is how you eat, you're on your way to work. Well, if you want different and you want better, you have to do things different and better. And sometimes you have to delay the instant pleasure, which most of the time the instant pleasure leads to guilt, and it leads to shame, and it leads to resentment on yourself. Why did I do that? You have to delay that for as long as you can because you're building self-control and you're building discipline. These are muscles that need strengthening. They need to be built. Every time you want to check out on something because it's a great deal, even though you don't love it, that's your old self. Stop, build that muscle of delay. And I bet the next day, if you leave that sale item, you're not going to even care the next day. Or if you can't walk by a great deal without grabbing it because you think you're going to miss out on something, you have to be in control instead of having these things control you. You're either letting everything control you, or you are the one in control. One makes you a victim, the other makes you a victor. So you decide which one it is that you want to be. And you need to start editing your life. Do it now. Don't wait for the perfect time, the perfect place, the perfect job, the perfect car. Edit what you already have. You will be surprised at how much bath and hygiene and personal care items you probably have in your house without needing to buy anything new. Like, I'm going through that right now. I'm like, I'm not going to buy anything new until I use up what I have. And the funny thing is, companies are sending me so much more PR and of skincare and different products to try out that I have a bunch. I'm giving some to friends, and my kids are trying. Like, we're all trying it, but I'm using what I have before I buy new, and using the laundry soap I have before I buy new. Now, I don't like running out of things. I always like to have a little bit of a backup, but you get what I'm saying. You're not having all of these half-used condiment bottles and half-used shampoo bottles just because the new one smells better. Well, the old one smelled great a week ago, and now it's half-used, so it's junk to you. I've known people like that. When I used to do interior design in people's houses, their bathrooms were just a disaster, and I'm like, okay, this is a pattern. Your habits, like, your life reflects the pattern that you live in. You can say whatever you want to say, but you are a reflection of your habits and your patterns. You can say, I have self-control, but then your life says something different. Your body basically is a living representation of what you allow. Now, not all the time. Obviously, if there's exceptions, if you're disabled or something, but the majority of the time, you're a walking reflection of what you allow in life, of what you do, how you live, what you eat. So there is no big mystery around it. We always try to talk ourselves into, oh, things are different. No, they're not. They're pretty simple. So once you get to that truth of what it is you're allowing in your life, and what you're tolerating, it becomes really clear to be like, oh man, I need to change. And I've had to have those talks with myself. Okay, Alicia, you can do better than this. I even write it down some days when I'm feeling like not wanting to do better. I write it on the top of a notepad. Alicia, you can do this. Run with Jesus. You've got this. You can do better. I literally write that out. You can do better. Do better. We are a combination of all of these things, our habits and our choices and our actions and what we allow, that giving us the results that we have in life most of the time. So to fix this, you have to stop tolerating these lower things, and for a season, it's okay to fast from Netflix. It's okay to fast from buying ice cream and buying. Now, I'm not saying go cold turkey on coffee. Your body probably needs some kind of caffeine in coffee, whatever. What I'm saying is the things that are pulling you back and you're making it harder on yourself. So you need to start editing your life. Edit your closet, edit your drawers, edit your room, your atmosphere, your living space is telling you, it's speaking to you. It's either saying you have unfinished projects, unfinished business, you have neglect because you didn't fix this thing. It reminds you you bought this, out of an impulse. I mean, I've had things where every time I looked at it, it reminded me of a season in life that I was impulsive. Why would I want to keep being reminded about a season and a person I'm trying to grow from? Every time I looked at it, as beautiful as it was, like a vase, as beautiful as it was, it reminded me, you were impulsive when you bought this. You got into debt for it and you spent triple what it was because of the interest or whatever. I don't want to be reminded of that. So I'm removing those things from my environment so they're not telling me, oh, you're an idiot. Look what you did. Okay, so I want to be reminded of the things that say, hey, this is a version of your new self. This is classy. This is elegant. This is quiet luxury. This is simple yet refined. It's not boastful. You didn't buy this out of impulse. You bought this intentionally. That's what it's totally different when your environment speaks intentional instead of impulse. And you can go into people's houses and man, they got some. It's a reflection of their financial habits, really, is what it is. When everybody's like, this good deal I got. How many times I used to answer that when people would say, oh, I like that shirt, thanks, it was a great deal. Well, they didn't care. Why am I answering that it was a great deal? Great, I got it on sale. Oh, I love that top. Oh, it was a sale. You won't believe how much I got. Like, why are we responding that way instead of saying, oh, thank you, love it? Buying what you love, what you truly love. is much different than just buying something because it was a good deal, it was on sale, or there's FOMO. Somebody else is going to get it, or fear of missing out, it's a new product, whatever. Like, I'm so over that. You have to ask yourself, do you want freedom or do you want stuff? Do you want to look rich or do you want to actually be rich? Do you want to, and by that I mean, do you want to fake it and be in so much debt just so other people can be like, oh wow? Or do you want to take the time to actually build wealth quietly? So I'm building it quietly right now. I'm doing what I have to do for my family right now. It's not fun. It's not glamorous. I'm sweaty. I'm postponing things that I would normally get, like facials and hair and, massages and things that I used to do. I'm postponing that for a different season. I'm putting those things aside. You're fasting from those things that you would normally say, well, I deserve this. I'm going to do it. Okay, well, it's just going to make you reaching your goal, it's going to take longer. So do what you need to do now for the short is the season that you can. Start removing the things that remind you of who you don't want to be. The process of elimination. You get to decide what stays and what leaves. You decide what you love. You decide what deserves a space in your life and a space in your house. Just because it was on sale doesn't mean it deserves to be on your wall. You decide what comes in and what goes out. Take control of your life, take control of your space, take control of your body, take control of your health, and start living in as that higher version of yourself. Start stepping up your game. You can do it. I believe in you. I gotta go because it's so hot. My phone's gonna overheat. See ya.